Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast. Joey Janela always goes in.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick butt show called Stephen Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And the Enforcer.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. And of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Y'all might notice that the Enforcer is with us for our Rampage recap today. Pretty easy reason why, because we're going to be doing and starting out with our predictions for All Out. It's coming up on Sunday, and we'll be doing our live reactions to it on the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steve Larson. We're trying to get to 1,500 subs. We're only about 350 away. We're 353 away.
So close.
Cruising to it, man.
We can taste it. We can taste it. This is very, very exciting. And then before we kick off our predictions, this is very important because we have kind of an announcement to make as it pertains to how we're doing predictions. So, Enforcer, you have been part of the predictions crew for quite some time now.
Yes.
However, the only
Honored,
title that you've been up for has been the Trios title.
Trios, indeed.
Because Larson and myself have been greedy, selfish bastards. This endless competition between us that began in 1995 in physics class when I was but a junior and he was a senior.
Right.
Has been decades in the making. However, now that you're really one of the family,
thank you very much, guys.
Trios title has been vacated.
Yeah.
You won at TakeOver. Therefore, you are currently the undisputed WWE Predictions Champion.
Correct.
I, of course, am Impact, AEW, and New Japan Professional Wrestling Predictions Champion.
I have to go get a Raw Cup.
And Larson has the now retired Going in Raw Cup. He is the universal Going in Raw Cup champion.
I do have
that's more important.
A softball autograph by Sid, so that's something no one could take away from me.
You know what else can't be taken away from you, Larson, is the fact that you are forever the Going in Raw Cup champion.
He is the Going in Raw Cup. You can now refer to Larson as
Larson is Going in Raw
I
Cup.
am the Going in Raw Cup. Steve owes me two
Gur Cup.
now.
You are Gur Cup.
Pizzas. Anyways,
Hey,
two. So yes, that'll be the new system going forward. We're keeping with the confidence point system. Before we get to our picks, recap real quick. Confidence. points.
Hold on, wait. The biggest thing. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry. The biggest thing is, Big Red will now be the universal championship of Going in Raw.
If you reach ultimate status, you get this.
Yeah.
It gets whoever holds all four titles at the same time. WWE, AEW, Impact, and New Japan. Then you will have Big Red.
Yeah.
And you will be that champion. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is this, because it costs too much money to send a bunch of belts back and forth everywhere. What we're going to do is, since I am those three champions, I like to display my championships. But if I lose one to the Enforcer or to Larson, Larson, I could just drive it over to him. He can put it where he wants. But with the Enforcer or anybody else, if I don't have it, I'll just remove it from my shelf back then. I know it's in crystal clear view back here, so as not to,
confuse the
claim something that I don't have.
Totally.
And then also, to help our pocketbook as well, that we don't have to actually send money or send it via postage, using our own dime. If you just make a little GIF, a little picture right there, it's all good. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm honored to be a part, able to run for all of these belts. So thank you for that opportunity, man. Appreciate it.
Well,
absolutely.
Thank you for being awesome.
Thank you for being great.
Third man.
You got it. Third man, brother.
Third man, brother. So confidence points. This is how they work. There's 10 matches here for All Out. The match you're most confident, you give 10 points. Match least confident, you give 1. So on and so forth. Each match has the unique confidence point value. You get your pick right, you get those points. Whoever has most points at the end of the show wins the title, the AEW title. So let's kick things off. The buy-in match. Best Friends, Jurassic Express taking on Hardy Family Office. Let's start with Enforcer. Enforcer, who you got?
Oh, me? Okay, very well. Here's what I'm thinking here, right? I think this is the kickoff show match or the buy-in match. It really isn't going to have a lot of sway going with your people that are actually sitting there watching it. They're whatever happens, they're just going to be like, okay, great match. Okay, let's get to the main card. That's why I think the Hardy Family Office is going to win this one. I've got 2 points on it. Mm-hmm. You're going to save a big pop Best Friends Jurassic Express for later on when you don't need it here, especially for a buy-in. Give Hardy Family needs a little bit of shine, a little bit of win, a little bit of a boost. This will help them, but I only got 2 points on it.
Larson, what do you say?
I got Best Friends at Jurassic Express. It's a kickoff show. You want to get the crowd into the show, and usually that means a face win. Jungle Boy's over huge. They're really building them up, I think, for something down the line. So I got Best Friends Jurassic Express. I got 4 confidence points on it.
All right.
You have 2 huge names in this match, and they're both on the side of the faces. I mean, Matt Hardy's a big name, but given that
name,
it's the most known name of the group. But AEW is really trying to push Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy. Mm-hmm. So I suspect one of those guys is going to get the win here. Probably Jungle Boy. Yeah, I've got 3 confidence points on this match.
Okay. I like it. Already out the gate here. We're already on opposite ends of the spectrum here. I like it.
Let's see if it's going to be as wildly divergent as our New Japan picks. Next. For the AEW Tag Team Championships. Champions, the Young Bucks, taking on Lucha Brothers. Steve, who do you got?
All right. There was no go-home math tonight on any of that stuff, was there? Interesting.
No.
All right. Well, I think no titles have any shot of changing at All Out, with the exception of this one. I think that there needs to be I think that the Super Elite, it's starting to fall apart. It's starting to come apart. Christian already won the Impact title. Kenny was supposed to lose the Mega Championship.
Right.
So that's going to happen sooner than later. And I feel like the Young Bucks is the next brick to come out of that particular wall. So I think Lucha Brothers are going to win. I think you got that steel cage there. You already have them. They've got backup in the form of Jurassic Express. They potentially have backup in the form of Christian now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think that that everything lines up for Lucha Brothers to win. Big face pop. It sort of offsets other things, other title wins, like Miro beating Kingston, which is going to happen, Omega beating Christian, which is going to happen, Britt Baker I know Britt Baker's over and everything, but she's a bad guy and Statlander's a good guy.
Yeah.
So I think, a lot of heel wins on in the title scenes. This is going to be a face one. I think Lucha Brothers wins here.
How many confidence points you got?
I mean, you got
2.
2.
Not a lot.
Massive diatribe for 2 points on there, man.
How about you, Enforcer?
I knew Steve was going to take the Lucha Bros because he's been predicting this all week, if not longer, because he wants to openly root for the Lucha Bros.
That's true, too.
He wants, okay. That is why I am putting 4 points on the Young Bucks so Steve and myself can argue as this match goes on.
Oh,
I really do think that the Lucha Bros will end up getting this title down the road, but I do not think it is on Sunday.
Okay.
So I'm going with the Bucks in a steel cage match. I really think Bucks are going to win this one. 4 points.
I mean, one factor that complicates things was especially when the match was on the card, was Andrade. Was he going to try to interfere in this match to help the Lucha Brothers to get the wins in his effort to recruit them? Or would his efforts cost them the match? I don't even know if he's going to be there on Sunday. So I have to kind of take that factor out of the equation. The only thing I have left to go with was the overwhelming go-home math in favor of the Lucha Brothers on Dynamite. They took the loss, then they got beat down. I got Lucha Brothers. I got 3 confidence points on them winning those titles.
There you go. You know what's already? I'm sorry. You know what's already amazing with this is that 2 matches. I'm opposite of you guys, but it's all about the same points here. Mm-hmm. So even after, I'm loving this already, man. Sorry, Larson.
That's all right. All good. Next up, Casino Battle Royale. I'll go first. I got Thunder Rosa. There's a ready-made story there for her and Britt Baker. And I hope if they do, regardless of who wins this, I hope they actually build up to the match instead of having it a week or 2 later, which has been the case. But with the story like Thunder Rosa, Britt, if Thunder wins this, they could take their time and build to it, whether it's the next pay-per-view, whether it's a special episode of Dynamite or Rampage they do between now and then. It's a ready-made story. You get Thunder Rosa in there in the title picture. I don't think Britt has beat Thunder Rosa yet. I don't think so. So I think it'd be a great match. It'll be the culmination of their feud. You get Thunder Rosa right up there in the title picture. And, of course, down the line, she'll probably be a future AEW Women's Champion in her own right. Thunder Rosa, 1 confidence point.
There you go. Larson, what you said there makes all the sense in the world. Let the anticipation for this match build. Let there be a draw. Build to either Full Gear or something like that. But that ain't going to happen. What's going to happen is they're going to do what they always do. The next week or 2, they're going to put a middle-of-the-road person that's been beaten down for the last few weeks to get a big pop for winning it, but then end up losing. Conti, 1 confidence point.
All right. So I, too, have 1 confidence point. The only question now is, do I go with, there is precedent on the Joker being the person that gets it, in which case, as much as I want it to be inspiration, I think it's going to be Ruby Soho. And that'd be a terrible thing to bet against Ruby Soho, but maybe they'll set up a feud first for her using the Battle Royal, or the pick that I immediately thought of when she showed up and was announced to be in the Battle Royal, and that's Anna Jay. I'm going to stick with Anna Jay. 1 confidence point. I feel like the reason why, and the same could be said about Ruby Soho, but Anna Jay is an established name. There's a lot of hype around her return. They want to establish her as a big deal. Ruby's going to be a big deal coming in. She could come in and immediately challenge Britt Baker without having to deal with the Battle Royal or even like the rankings, just by virtue of her making a statement. Britt has sway with Tony Khan and kayfabe, and so this new contract of hers, maybe she can choose an opponent. She'll choose Ruby Soho. I'm going to go Anna Jay, 1 confidence point.
All right.
All right. I like it. Once again, man, across the board. Loving it.
It's great. It's great. I don't think we're going to be disagreeing much in this next match. Jon Moxley taking on Satoshi Kojima. It's Mox 10 confidence points. This is the lock of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Mox 9 confidence points. I think that Christian, just on the basis that it's Christian, I got to go 10 on Omega. But yeah, 9 on Mox is good. Yeah,
I've got 7 on Mox. Thank you, Kojima, for showing up. We appreciate it. 7 on Mox.
All right. Next, I'm not sure what to make of this match. So Paul White versus Plugs himself, QT Marshall. Steve, who do you got here?
Okay, so you brought up a really good point, and I want to bring this up to the Enforcer just so we know what's going on. When we last saw him on Dynamite, the Gun Club had turned on Big Show and took him out with a chair.
Yeah.
Looked like he was crying. His hip was in pain. That's a thing, right? Larson brought up the point today that what happens if Paul White doesn't, if he says, hey, I'm not clear to compete, but here is my replacement. And it ends up being, for example, Adam Scherr, Braun Strowman, right? In that situation, we usually transfer the match over to the new match, the points over the new points.
Yeah, that's what we did for the Becky when she beat Bianca. Yeah,
but I do feel like, I mean, so that's the thing. That's totally a thing. But a lot of things can happen in this with so many people up against the Big Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have Paul White with 4 confidence points.
All right. You didn't go.
And I'm
you didn't go a huge
sticking
score.
with that.
You didn't go. With
Didn't go a huge score because if this match does get thrown out, if no match with QT or Paul White happens, then we don't get points
Exactly.
for this.
Which is why I only have 2 points on Paul White getting the win. Because
Now-
there's a lot of variables in play. You could have.
What if it turns into a tag match? I still kind of feel like the match the points should apply.
Yeah, you could-
if
yeah.
you have.
Yeah. I
But
guess
if
so.
it's thrown out, the points are thrown out.
Gone. Yeah, gone. So it's entirely possible this match happens as advertised. It's entirely possible that there's a replacement for Paul White. I don't think it's highly likely, but I even think there's a possibility that QT says, "Nah, I'm going to have Billy Gunn fight you instead." I think there's distinct possibilities for this match not happening as advertised.
Yeah.
Or even happening at all at this juncture. They might pull it, postpone it to Dynamite. Who knows? So I only got 2 points on Paul White getting the win.
All right. That makes all the sense, especially I was even thinking Paul White replacement. Here comes formerly Braun Strowman or someone like that, But I don't want to throw a whole basket full of that, but I've only got 3 on Paul White. So I'm much in line with you guys. I think if this goes on, well, he gets the win. But I don't feel confident after Dynamite that it's a shoo-in that we're going to get this match.
Yep. Totally.
Yep.
Next for the TNT title, Miro, the Redeemer, taking on Eddie Kingston.
Redeem these nuts.
Redeem these nuts. Got him.
Enforcer, who do you got?
Miro 9 points all day, no problem. But here was the thing that I was thinking here, because I was saying in Dynamite, I could see at the Arthur Ashe Stadium having a rematch, Kingston winning it in front of a home crowd, and then quickly, now within a few months, maybe a month or a couple weeks, then Miro gets it back after annihilating Eddie Kingston. But Miro here 9 points.
Yeah, I got Miro. Yeah, Miro is 7 on my part.
Miro 7. How much, Larson, for
9.
you? 9. Okay.
Miro 9. Next up, they're calling this the final fight. Chris Jericho putting his career on the line against MJF. Steve, who do you got?
I know on Twitter I exaggerated a little bit. I said all the confidence points. I'm not going all the confidence points, but at this point, I do feel like this is probably the match that. Wait a second. Why do I not see? Okay, what number did I do twice? Hold on. 9. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's this one here, and I'll give this. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out which number. I'll give this 5 confidence points.
Okay.
On Jericho. On Jericho.
Yeah.
5 to Jericho. Huh?
Yeah.
Copy and paste. I got 5 on Jericho as well.
5 on.
Pretty sure he's gonna win, but they might throw us a curveball here. Who knows?
And this is where we get the curveball, and we all get stuck right there with the bat in our hand as the umpire calls that strike 3. MJF 6 confidence points. Jericho is going to go to commentary. He's going to go on tour. He's going to do all that, and they're going to find some wiggle room for him to come back if he really wants to. But I think the next phase, he's done what he needs to do in NXT. Put the big face there, get eyeballs to it originally when it was just growing. Now you've got CM Punk, possibly Danielson. You've got Miro. You've got all of these other people. His time, what he needed to do. And also he could still wrestle in New Japan, still be Painmaker, do all that. But MJF gets that big career-defining win right here and ends Jericho in AEW 6 confidence points.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say MJF? Holy crap.
I've got MJF
Wow.
6 confidence points. Yes,
Oh
sir.
my gosh, wow. Okay, I'm trying to figure out which I have to 1.
He was
2,
so zoned
3,
out.
He was doing math in his head over there.
6,
I'm here just
7. Oh, that's what it was.
In
Okay,
a passion defense of your pick, and Steve's like, "Wait, what?"
okay. No,
that work out?
I was hearing that and I was like, what is he doing over there?
I'm burying my soul right here. MJF 6 points, man.
Okay, so I'm good now. I doubled up on my 9s.
Oh,
I was
gotcha.
trying to cheat.
Oh, sorry, chat. Sorry, AEW. He's done a lot for AEW.
Oh,
Done
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
for AEW. Done a lot for AEW.
Next we got the women's title match. Britt Baker champion taking on Chris Statlander. Steve, who do you got?
I have Britt Baker with 8 confidence points. We're definitely in lock territory here. There's no way she's losing that. She is hot stuff right now. They're not changing that title right now.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
How about you, Enforcer?
Britt with 8. Absolutely. Britt, yeah, for everything you say, you're not going to take that belt off of Britt right here. 8 confidence points for me. Larson, how much did you have on this one?
I got Britt with 8 as well. Complete agreement across the board.
Okay, there you go. 8's across the board. Eight.
Next for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, we got champion Kenny Omega versus Steve's favorite wrestler and a Hall of Famer, Christian Cage. As much as I would like to see Christian add to his Hall of Fame resume, it's not happening here. Kenny Omega gets the win, 7 confidence points.
There you go.
I've got Kenny Omega with 10, and I hope that he kicks out of an unprettier at 1. Because it's a lame move. It's terrible.
I'm in line with you guys, but not as much confidence because I've gone insane, evidently. I've got 5 on Omega winning this.
All right, and then what I'm assuming is going to be the main event. CM Punk's first match back in 7 years.
Wait, how many Enforcer have on MJF?
I had 6 on MJF.
You have more on MJF than you do on Kenny Omega?
That's just how the numbers fall out here, man.
I love
That's it, baby.
I love it.
We got CM Punk versus Darby Allin. I got 6 on Punk. I don't think he's losing this match. This is a return match. I'm not going to have him lose in Chicago. It's not going to happen.
This is the match that's like the lowest confidence points that I've got a lock on, and it's also 6. So yeah, I got CM Punk with 6. He's not losing in Chicago. That's not happening.
No.
Yeah, this is probably going to main event. I know that we were talking about it could be the AEW championship, but you're in Chicago, send the crowd out ecstatic.
Mm-hmm.
I've got CM Punk 10 confidence points on this one.
Enforcer's lock of the night.
Lock of the night.
Lock of the night.
That's it. Locking it.
All right.
Lock it up, baby.
Speaking of locked, picks are locked. Let's talk Rampage. Overall, pretty fun show. Yeah.
I was kind of shocked that it didn't. As we're going through all this stuff, they didn't extend. I mean, I like it. They didn't. They built everybody. They gave everybody the go home that didn't get the go home on Dynamite, and I love that because. For the concern that Rampage would be Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you recall Thunder, if this was them, they would have done additional go home for what would have been Hogan. It would have been like a Christian, Kenny Omega, Lucha Bros. They would have reiterated that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Did they even do a recap of that stuff? I don't even think they recapped it. And so it truly is a main third hour of AEW's programming. Mm-hmm. And so you had stuff like, the Statlander handicap match to build that match. You ended the entirety of the week's AEW programming on cable TV. You ended it with the main event go home, which was Punk and Darby Allin, which is more evidence to suggest that's going to be in the main event. I thought Miro and Kingston was great. It gave me exactly what I wanted, which was more in-person promo.
Yep.
And as much as I wanted more of it, I don't think you can do better than Redeem D's Nuts.
Yeah.
So I thought Rampage was just more Dynamite building to All Out. I thought it was a really really excellent additional hour of go home stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, agreed.
No, absolutely. Just the fact that, like you said, it feels like if you were to watch Dynamite and then immediately watch Rampage afterwards, it would all gel, it would all fit. It's not, it's not retreading what had happened recently, earlier 2 days before, which is good because there are people that were making a whole weekend of it. That there were people there for Dynamite there for Rampage.
Yep.
You wouldn't want to actually have them get rehashing what they had just seen 2 days ago live. So that was good. I found that it was, once again, this 1 hour brisk viewing is amazing. Even though most of the matches or all of the matches were pretty much cut and paste but storytelling progression, really did enjoy this hour of programming that AEW provided for us.
Yeah, I like that week in and week out, at least so far. We know what to expect with Rampage. We get 3 matches,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You know pretty much exactly what you're getting into when you turn on Rampage on a Friday night, and it's good.
Absolutely.
There's comfort in that. It's like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
It's a really, dude. I mean, it's a really, the 1 hour wrestling program is so underrated. You know,
It is. Yeah.
it's a great, because wrestling shouldn't be your entire entertainment life. You know, and WWE seems to think it should be. And I mean, look, 3. I'm not even sure it should be 3 hours with what AEW gives you, but a 1 hour program of wrestling is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'll be honest with you. You might get to the point where Rampage, you might need a couple recaps here and there. maybe just hey, if you don't want to watch Dynamite, I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah,
No.
But
then it would start making it feel like B show. You don't want that.
Then it would actually be Thunder. So yeah, we don't.
Yeah,
want
You don't want that. You don't want that.
And then also it seemed like we had gotten Steve's new favorite thing is Mark Henry throwing to commentary with his quips that he has there, man.
He had
his
2
favorites.
interviews tonight.
Yeah.
I think that we're done with the talking.
We're done with
back to the ring. So and then so it kicked off. We'll just get into it. Malachi Black versus Lee Johnson. Of course, Malachi Black is currently feuding with the Nightmare family.
He's stuck on Cody Island.
And stuck on Cody Island. Hey, this is the most interesting Cody Island's been in a while, mainly because Cody's not there.
Yeah.
And Malachi Black is just doing really great work. Again, it's one of those situations where it's like, man, this guy who clearly has some great ideas that he didn't get to explore at the other place is getting to explore them here. So that's pretty good stuff. Lee Johnson was able to get his shit in here.
Yeah.
But in the end, there was a great bit where Malachi Black had basically finished him off without, no black mass yet. And he goes out there, he gives Lee Johnson a choice. He gets a chair, puts it in the ring, and he says, pick this up. I'll give you a free shot. Use it on me. He turns around and he opens his arms and he says, I'll give you a free shot at my back. And Lee slowly gets up and he starts to grab the chair. So you don't know what Lee's going to do. Mm-hmm. Malachi Black turns around and before Lee can really pick up the chair, he sort of starts to pick it up and he gives him a black mass for the 3 count. Afterwards, Dustin runs down to the ring, sends Malachi out. He has a chair with him.
Yeah.
And later on we find out, right afterwards in an interview, he says Malachi has been all about surprises in AEW. Well, this Wednesday on Dynamite, he's coming straight for Malachi. He says he knows Malachi is from a place of darkness. But I thrive in darkness. He says 5 decades in this business. He says, which is crazy to think. Right? He says there's nothing Malachi can do that he hasn't been through. I wish he'd go back. Remember he did the he'd been electrocuted gimmick. So
yeah. Ooh. yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that Malachi Black masses this dude so hard that he goes back to doing the he starts doing that stuff.
Did you ever hear Goldust when he was having that gimmick? He went on the Stern show, and the whole time he's like trying to interview him like legit, but he's like ooh. Like all of this, man, it is great, man. You should listen to it.
We'll watch it on the Smash Zone, maybe.
Yeah, there you
crazy.
go. Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's great.
Going back to the match, I like the moment with where Malachi brought the chair and gave it to Lee. It was somewhat reminiscent of Bray Wyatt and John Cena at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah,
where Wyatt was trying to get Cena to compromise his principles in order to defeat him. Of course, John Cena did do it, but I like how they left it open ended here on Rampage.
Yeah,
where Lee's got the chair, but we don't know what he's going to do because he eats a black mass before he gets a chance to do anything. So,
wouldn't that be a great way to build a faction? If I see something in somebody that I like, and then I ask them to make a dark or light choice, and they decide to go the dark way, they pass the test, recruit them into your faction.
Exactly.
Lee Johnson needs to get the hell off Cody Island too.
Yes.
Like I think more than anybody, he needs to get the
he's
hell
a
off
super
Cody
talented
Island.
dude.
Yeah.
He
That's
is.
why I appreciated the fact that this was not just a couple moves, squash, away we go. I mean, there was actually some back and forth. They fought through a commercial. There was great storytelling at the end, and you don't know if he had enough to muster in him to, if he got his bearings together, that he was going to whack him or not. So that's good. You know, it always leaves you for more, leave you wanting more, which is excellent.
Exactly. Afterwards, we had a Miro promo. He comes to the ring. He says Eddie calls himself the Mad King, but the only king Miro recognizes is Mad at Eddie. Says, Eddie, you were blessed with struggle, but you took the easy way out. You have all the talent, all the heart. You have the loud mouth, yet you took a charity contract with AEW. And he says, Miro says, I'm not in the charity business, and neither is my God. In life without struggle, you become soft. And Eddie, you have become comfortable. So this brings Eddie out. Steve, do you want to take the Eddie part? Because I know you like the punchline here.
Yeah. So Eddie comes out and he says, you know what, Miro, you're full of bullshit. He says, your God's not real to me, but let's say he is for a second. His God sent you here to punish Miro. Your God sent you here to punish. No.
Your God sent me here.
Your God sent me here to punish Miro. I don't take notes during this because he's a sinner. And his stupid God wouldn't expose his weakness.
Hold on,
all your moves.
Miro, your God sent me here to punish you because you're a sinner, and your stupid God won't expose, wouldn't expose, or did expose your weakness. And all my moves exploit that weakness. The neck.
The neck. He's talking about the neck. So he starts talking. Yeah, he's the DDT, the Exploder, the Saito.
Yeah, exactly.
And Miro says, "Hey, buddy, don't get in the ring, or you're gonna get redeemed tonight." He says, redeem D's nuts. He gets in the ring. Miro rolls out of the ring. Eddie follows. Miro blasts Eddie with the TNT title, tosses Eddie back in. Eddie hits him with a back fist and then a DDT, ensuring, look, man, AEW, WWE, New Japan, go home math is go home math.
That's the thing, yes.
You lay a beat down on somebody, you're getting heat on them. You're getting heat. For the attraction.
The attraction. Exactly. After that, we had Rebel and Jamie Hayter teaming up to take on Chris Statlander. Early on, as you would think, since they have the numbers advantage, Rebel and Jamie Hayter have the advantage. Eventually, though, Chris Statlander just starts wrecking them. This one point where she hits like a power slam, like forward electric chair drop on both of them. Yeah. So then Hayter rolls out of the ring. And then Rebel gets put in some submission move. She taps. And then Hayter and Britt kind of corner Statlander in the ring. Red Velvet comes out to make the save.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. You know what actually was good was after that, they hit that move. You could see in the corner Britt Baker and Hayter just sort of go like, whatever, as Rebels in the in that finisher move, you know.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, whatever, you know, it's all good, man. We've lost this advantage.
She's pretty much expendable at this point.
Yeah.
After that, we had this. See, this is the stuff that I love about AEW is that instead of showing a whole damn contract signing between Mox and Kojima, they just show like maybe a minute of highlights, but it might have been 30 seconds. It was quick. Mox says one thing, flash cut. They're fighting. Table goes over. Flash cut. The reps have separated them.
And that's it.
And that's it. Mattress Man.
That's it. And then we had a split screen interview. Darby Allin Sting on one side.
Moderated by Mark Henry.
By Mark Henry in the middle.
Daniel Garcia 2.0 on the other. So Chase Parker saying that Darby and Punk are everywhere in Chicago because they're going to be the main event of All Out. And they don't like that. Lee says, well, what happens when Darby can't make it to the ring after Garcia breaks his back tonight? And Garcia says, the reason I'm going to keep this match from happening is because I can. And then Darby says, well, I'm not overlooking Daniel Garcia. I'm going to knock him on his ass, and then I'm going to walk up that ramp and get face-to-face with Punk.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to walk up the ramp.
Didn't have to walk up the
ringside.
Ramp. It did, yeah.
Because that match was the main event, and it was next.
And we had that match. Let's see here. Sting beats down. Did this happen before the bell? Sting beats down.
No, it was like shortly after the bell. So Sting was fighting off 2.0, and Darby's like going for a running coughing drop on the floor, and Garcia moves. And so Darby just like flings himself back first into a table and then like lands by the guardrail. After
That looks stiff.
That looked rough. Like, dude, you got a pay-per-view match.
That's right. Yeah.
And then Garcia sends him into the ring steps. After that, Garcia starts working. Oh, sorry, Darby starts working Garcia's arm for a bit. And then Garcia crotches Darby over the top turnbuckle, hits the superplex. Garcia goes for a couple sleepers. And then second one, Darby walks up to the second rope, jumps off to break the sleeper hold. Darby hits Pepsi Twist. Just want to see a Punk's old move.
Yeah, this is great because they point that out in commentary, and CM Punk just has a giant smile on his face, and they kept on cutting back to Darby as well.
Yeah, he was looking at Punk after he hit it.
Yeah. It's a really great dynamic.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. After that, Darby wins. I forgot what he calls it. That kind of figure 4 pinning.
I always forget, but it looks so great. Yeah,
it does.
He always wins with it too.
Yeah. So immediately 2.0 hits the ring. They take out Darby. Sting is brawling with Garcia, and Punk's at commentary is like, "The Sting got this." So Punk leaves commentary. He's backing off 2.0 off Darby. And then he brings him around the side of the ring. Darby comes through and hits them with a suicide dive. And the show ends with him, Punk, and Darby staring down each other.
I'm cracking up right now because, it was a great face-off, too. I was just curious because I know he's young, but Daniel Garcia, I was curious about his age. Yeah. So I typed in the Google machine, Daniel Garcia wrestler age, and it said 80 years old.
He's 80 years old. Oh,
but this is an old school luchador. Huracan Ramirez, but his real name was Daniel Garcia Ortega.
Looking great for 80 out there, man.
Different guy. Holy crap. Daniel Garcia only debuted in 2017.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
Was he in his mid-20s then?
Yeah, he's young. He's 1 year younger than my oldest step, and she's 22, so it's like 23, I think.
That's crazy, man. It's just
22.
like
Tony Considy's 22. Okay, that makes sense.
It's just like as much as people like clown on them, picking up, whatever was dropped or contracts fill out. They've got a lot of young people that are up and coming that are like positioning themselves to make a massive impact in that company for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, my only complaint about Daniel Garcia is that he's a dude who looks like he should be in his 40s. Because you could just that old school Suzuki type guy. I know Suzuki's in his 50s, but like that like older Suzuki or even like a bit younger Shibata, but still Shibata is like late 30s. Maybe he might even be 40. I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, God dang, when this kid's 32, like he's going to be a wrecking machine.
Yeah.
Just a wrecking. And that's 10 years from now.
Yeah.
4 questions here on the AEW Rampage QA thread. David Matuszek. Do you think... Oh, yeah, we've answered this, but do you think Punk Allen should be the main event at All Out to send the crowd home happy? Do you think it should be?
1,000%.
I think it should be. It's a shame that QT versus Paul White's not main event.
Well, if someone else takes Paul White's or QT's place, then I guess it could maybe be the main event.
Yeah, man. Blake Whitehouse. How about Andrade versus mystery opponent?
There you go.
Blake Whitehouse. Is there any truth to that? It didn't. You said Andrade tweeted something out, but then
I haven't read. There was no follow up as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Blake Whitehouse says, "Is Rampage being after SmackDown proof that 3 hours of weekly wrestling television can be great if the creative is good enough?" Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah. I think it'd be fine if every Raw was killer. Then yeah, it'd be fine. Mm-hmm. I'd still prefer it not be
3 hours, obviously. Yes,
but yeah, no, it's fine.
I don't think week after week you could realistically book great wrestling television show for 3 hours. You may be able to do it once, or if you're having a good booking. Going for long-term storytelling for, a couple weeks leading to a pay-per-view, sure. But week after week, 52 weeks a year,
it's tough.
It is tough. I mean, that is a lot of programming to have to do. You have to book ahead because you just have to make it right, and that they just don't.
By the way, shout out to the poor bastard who offered CM Punk a beer tonight.
Oh, yeah. He was
apparently Yeah. Man.
Is he getting some hazing on Twitter
from AEW's official Twitter feed?
Oh man,
there's a GIF of him doing that, and it just says, "Come on, man, really?" You know what? The guy was excited in the moment.
Yeah.
Now he's just getting shit on. Maybe everybody pump the brakes.
Yeah. Just ease on back there, man. I mean, like I even said in the Rampage live watch along, was like if Steve was there, he'd put the shoulder lean up on him.
I'd do the shoulder lean.
You would just do things like that, you know. He had a beer.
Punk's expression too is like,
yeah, he's like, no.
Yeah, no.
Thomas Dunnigan asked, would Darby be perfect in Raven's flock? I mean, Punk himself was in the TNA incarnation.
I'd like to see Darby have a flock. I think that'd be great. What would Darby's instead of a flock though? What could you call it? A nest?
Well, it was Raven's Nest in ECW.
Oh, it was Raven's Nest. Okay.
Can't go Brood. There's Gaggle.
What about
School? Fish.
Herd.
Yeah.
Fish. Herd.
Well, like a group of crows is called a murder of crows.
Hey.
Oh, that's
Darby
good.
murder. Darby's
Darby
murder.
It's a bit much, probably.
It is a bit much.
But
that's
it's
why.
yeah.
But it's
Darby's organization.
Yeah, that's terrible.
New World Organization.
Yeah.
That's good. DWO.
The DWO.
It's close to DWI and DOI.
Oh man.
Moses Supposes, which match are you most looking forward to at All Out?
Oh man, whichever one that I completely am in the opposite way here. I am looking forward to Young Bucks and Lucha Bros. I'm looking to MJF and Jericho for sure. I am looking forward for that one. live on every false finish.
That's the one I will legitimately be shocked. I will legitimately be shocked if Jericho wins that. I'm sorry, if MJF wins that. I will be shocked. Because the dude's not, look, AEW sticks to their stipulations.
Yeah.
And nobody wants a screaming Jericho on commentary every week.
It's true.
Lucky for us, we listened to it just a little bit lower, so it won't affect it so bad.
The bigger thing is, Enforcer, let me ask you this.
Yeah, please.
So if MJF, do you think that AEW would write themselves out of that stipulation?
For Jericho, I think they would, but I don't think they will. I think, like I said, New Japan and other avenues are still open for him to just do the part-time schedule if he really wants to get out of a system.
Here's the problem with that, though, is that he's a contracted and this is like away from, this is strictly business stuff.
Yeah.
If you're Tony Khan, you're a promoter, you're like at this point the best promoter in the business, right? That's what everybody says. As a wrestling promoter, unless Jericho has said, I want to retire, as a wrestling promoter, you don't have Chris Jericho. You're not paying Chris Jericho on your roster not to be on wrestling shows as a wrestler, unless he physically can't anymore, which could entirely, maybe he wants a year-long respite and then he can come back to it. That's entirely possible. That dude, I mean, everything about this run could scream last run, or at least last run for now. Like the blood and guts. Like I was so sad that people shit on that blood and guts finale because that fall was terrifying.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't care if it's a gaggle of pillows going that far down, and his head was like this far from that edge.
Yeah,
that could have been horrifying.
Yeah.
And to do, just imagine doing that going backwards.
Yeah.
And just hoping to God that your head doesn't hit that
you
thing.
hit where you're supposed to hit and not somewhere else.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. You're putting a lot of trust in the other person to get you where you need to go and to splat the way that it is. And I feel so horrible that like people would dump on that one. But honestly, much like with this, with what he did in order to get to MJF, he had to go through all of these trials and tribulations to get there. What's to say a year from now, or after he's done or rested or recouped or whatever, they refire that back up and MJF says, look, I did retire you, but guess what? If you want to get to unretire, to fight me again, or continue on with your career, go through these trials again, and you run it back again, but with different people, different ones again. You could definitely do that to where he's earned his unretirement.
Mm-hmm. I think it's possible that he might want to break. That would be the only way. But if he can go still, and he's like, no, let's do this for a story, that would just be really bizarre to me. I'll put it this way: if he wrestles in New Japan and other places and he doesn't wrestle in AEW, that would just really be bizarre to me. That Tony Khan would be okay just having that guy on your roster, but because of a story stipulation, decided not to use him. That to me is where it's just then I just draw the line. Like, that would never happen. That just wouldn't happen. If the guy can go, you use Chris Jericho as a promoter. You're ridiculous if you don't. Yeah. That's why I think that's why I think Jericho's gonna win. So I don't know. Yeah, interesting stuff.
I don't know. I just got a feeling that like it would do more in the long run for AEW if MJF has that feather in his cap. The first AEW champion, I retired him. I put him through all this. He never won a match against me. All of that, I really, really think are points, especially the way that MJF can tell that tale. And if you have Jericho there and MJF is taunting him, you can't get this, you can't fight me, you can't do all that. I really, really see
you can't have this.
You can't have this. Yeah. I really, really think that is a possibility, and I would love to see that go on, because how often do you see somebody quote unquote retire and then go away, but not really there to have to eat the shit of sitting there being retired and not being able to do anything about it?
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch. And then the Lucha Brothers versus Young Bucks. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
that's going to be the absolute. You know what? Hey, it's kind of a dark horse is Britt versus Chris Statlander.
You know,
they're both
another
outstanding.
That's true. Another match that's probably sure to be good because we've seen it before and it was really good. It's going to be better now. It's on pay-per-view. Is Kenny Omega versus the Hall of Famer Christian.
Kenny's going to make this match. Kenny's going to be really good in this match. Who's he fighting again?
Some guy named Christian Cage.
Oh, was he like Brian Cage's brother?
Think they're related. Yeah, okay. I think he's some guy named Cliff or Edge or something like that. Yeah.
Cliff or Edge.
Some guy. He's related to him there. Also, I mean, the fact that we have match, though. Also the fact that we have 3 different picks for the Casino Battle Royal is great as well.
Yeah, that could swing things. I don't know.
It could make all the difference.
Yeah.
All the difference.
Yep. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you want to watch our SmackDown review, it'll be going up right after the premiere or right after the instant premiere of this on YouTube. It's available in the audio realm as well. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Unfortunately, thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody.
Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.